and you will hurt. You will have joy, and you will have tears. Hello, my name is Alexander Brown, and I will be performing Heaven Sent by Beverly Mitchell, from Chicken Soup for the Preteen Soul. I would like to dedicate this to Danielle DeVito and his friends and family who are going. Making the transition from middle school to high school is always a tough one. Luckily, I had my 5 best friends help me. Kylie, Lanny, Laura, Mindy, and Angela. Their friendship completes me. Without them, life was unimaginable. Or so I thought. The unexpected all began on a beautiful Friday day during my sophomore year. Life was perfect. After me and my friends made our plans for the weekend, we said our goodbyes. I gave them a great big hug and told them I love them, as I always do. Then we went our own ways. Laura and I decided to go to the mall to do some shopping for our big night out. As I returned to our house, I noticed something very peculiar. Both her parents were home and were waiting outside for us. I knew how odd this was, since even Laura seemed surprised to see her father home so early. So we approached the door and quietly heard her father utter, "Reality is going to set in right now." My stomach sank and my heart began to beat faster. What was he about to tell us? Once I found out, I no longer wanted to know. Seeking comfort, I looked into the eyes of Laura's mom, but all I could see was her eyes filled with nothing but tears. Slowly, the 5 words came that forever changed my life. There has been an accident. Images of the people I loved raced through my mind. My first instinct was to deny it. Nothing was wrong, nothing had happened, and no one was hurt. This was all some kind of accident that would go away in the morning. Fortunately, it wasn't. My best friends had been in the accident. Nanny and Mindy had walked away. Kylie, however, was in bad shape. I soon realized no one was telling me what had happened to Angela. So I prepared to ask, I took a deep breath and swallowed hard. I already knew what I didn't want to hear. After all, Angela couldn't be dead. She was only 15. Then the news came, and there was nowhere I could run to escape. Angela was dead. My first instinct was to laugh. This had to be some kind of sick joke. But inner refusal to accept what I had been told prevented me from crying. I had no tears. I was in shock. Utter shock. In the moment the accident happened, each of our lives had been changed forever. So I arrived at the hospital. The first person I saw was Lanny. Even though it was Lanny, it wasn't my Lanny. The Lanny I knew was full of spunk. As I looked into her eyes, I thought I was looking into the eyes of a stranger. She was out of my reach, and there was nothing I can do to help her. What was even worse was before I could see Kylie, there were certain conditions I had to attend to. You are to remain calm and tell her everything will be okay. The worst part, though, was being told, "You can't cry, because this will upset her." I quickly agreed. I just wanted to see her. As I walked into the emergency room, I saw Kylie hooked up to many different machines. She was screaming and crying. It was so difficult to pretend that all was well when all I could see was the hell that she was going through. Her heart stopped. She was in agony, and I did nothing to walk. As my eyes filled up with tears, I quickly turned and ran away. Once outside the room, I tried to regain my composure. But I panicked once again when I found out that Angela's father was on his way over. The first instinct was to run. And that's exactly what I did. I ran to the other side of the hospital. I wasn't running away from him, but from the truth. I just couldn't bear facing in Angela's bed. So I didn't. Later that night, me and my friends met at Laura's house, and we called about the times that we had shared with Angela, times that we would have no more. The next day was the funeral. There I saw Angela, lifeless and cold. That was not the Angela I knew. What followed was the funeral. That was who the Angela I knew really was. She was my sunshine. And now without her, my days were darker. How does a person live without the love, warmth, and security of their best friend? I didn't think my life could get any worse, but I was wrong. I then found out that my parents were getting a divorce. My first instinct was to call Angela, since she was the one I always called when I had problems. But she was gone. Unexpectedly, Brenda Hampton of Seventh Heaven called and asked if I was willing to do an episode about dealing with the death of a young friend. Up until then, I still haven't allowed myself to grieve. I knew if I did, it meant that she was gone. But I realized if I were ever to get over my fears and anxiety, I would have to let my emotions out. So I agreed to what Brenda proposed. At first, I wasn't prepared for the emotional tidal wave that went with the filming. Luckily this time, I was able to go to my friends and family for goodbye. One day, after visiting Angela's grave at the funeral, I was listening to the radio. 5 of our songs played back to back. As I came over a hill, I saw a rainbow. Now, rainbows have always symbolized my friendship with Angela, and there she was, smiling, happy as ever. That time, I cried, but not out of sadness, but joy, because I knew that I would have an angel, now and forever, and her name is Angela. Thank you.